So here we have a move back above the 92,000 level. So that's the first thing I'm watching. So it's closed above 92, but it confirmed below. So what do we know in technical analysis? Is that if it closes above after it's confirmed below, it must confirm back above to get and reestablish above the 92,000 level. So we need to watch for that. The other thing that's super fascinating, and I'm going to walk back to the computer so I can draw these lines for you as accurately as possible, is that look at where Bitcoin stalled out. Number one, look at these lows all along here. So remember this tight range we were in on Bitcoin? That was between right around 96,000. It was basically a 1,000-point range on Bitcoin for essentially 2 to 3 weeks. Well, if you put a trend line right through these lows, look at the high yesterday on Bitcoin. Then you think that's cool? Well, look at this. Take the lowest point of this entire consolidation move, going back to basically January, connect it through the second lowest point, connect it through the third point right there. Look at this, guys. Amazing. Low, low, and low, and you get your exact high. And again, it's just amazing how the charts can kind of guide us to where resistance will be. This sideways chop, and then this little upsloping trend line, that's the new level to beat here, basically at 95,200, give or take. Plus, you want to see confirmation above 92,000, all right? So pretty amazing there. Now, on Friday, I did talk up Solana. I told you guys, hey, listen, this thing is getting ready to pop. I said we got in it in the Smart Money crypto service. It sure did pop. No doubt about that, folks. If we take a look at this chart, and again, look at the support levels. Look at the drop. So I love the drop. Here it broke down out of this parallel. That's fine. It continued lower. And then from this low to the high, a 42% rally in Solana. I did take profits, by the way, with Smart Money crypto members. And by the way, in Smart Money stocks and ETFs, in the service called the ETF Trader, which is included, Ben, my head trader, he had IBIT over the weekend and just closed it out pre-market for a big score, IBIT being the ETF that obviously tracks Bitcoin here. All right, lastly on crypto, guys, take a look at Cardano. Listen, the surge was the surge. I didn't have any. It wasn't an alert that I had. That's okay. The point is, look at where it stopped. I had this former parallel right here, low, 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 and low. Highs right here and here. It broke down, retraced, fell, and then look at where it stopped on a dime right there. That's pretty cool stuff, guys. I love showing this because, again, if you love charting like I do, it's remarkable to see these type of things. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Look at this nasty reversal today. I'm going to go to the big board to kind of dissect this here. So let's take a look. So if we look at Bitcoin, number one, we knew we had broken down from the 92,000 level, which was right here, right? Okay, so that was number one. Let's walk it through on a technical basis. No emotion, no nonsense. Let's just think about the chart. It closed below and it confirmed. So now you have a confirmed breakdown below 92,000 on Bitcoin. What does it mean? It means that unless it confirms back to the upside, it doesn't matter. It's still a breakdown and you short into resistance. So what did I do yesterday with members in my Smart Money crypto service? We shorted Bitcoin just above 93,000 right there. Notice again the two trend lines converging right there. All right, the idea being is this should pull back. Now, did I think it was going to reverse the entire move today? I had no idea about that. I just thought overall it would start to come back in off of that level. Now, this again is very, very bearish. Regardless of emotion, take emotion out of it, just think about it logically. You had this great news yesterday for crypto, a strategic reserve with Bitcoin and Cardano and Ripple and all these others, right, XRP, and then all of a sudden in one day, the entire move is negated. Is that bullish or bearish? The answer is bearish. Psychologically, it messes with bulls' heads, and that's the problem. So doesn't mean you can't bounce. Wouldn't surprise me to bounce up, but eventually I still have the bias based on chart analysis that we are going lower. Where to? 75, 73,000 would be the first level. Not to say that's where it ends. That's the first level of technical support. Last week, late last week right here, we hit about 78,000. So we actually kind of came close to it, but again, in general, eventually we should make our way down there. Then we have to watch, does that level hold on a technical basis? All right, take a look at Bitcoin here, folks. So listen, the charts continue to guide us. And I want to be clear on that. Nothing to do with what I think, what I feel. It's the charts, right? We knew the channel here. Which way was it going to break? It broke and it confirmed. Then you got the crazy announcement that caused this massive surge on Sunday from Trump about the strategic reserve. Bitcoin spiked back above the line. But what do we know? If you confirm below a major support, you must reconfirm above to reestablish that support. It did not. It only closed above. So you wouldn't get fooled. You wouldn't say, oh my goodness, it broke back above. It's now a bull market again in crypto. No, no, no. It never confirmed, so it was still a bear market. What happens? Price comes crashing right back in. Pretty remarkable stuff here. I'm hearing a lot about how disappointed Bitcoin investors are about the strategic reserve, mainly because they're upset that other coins are being included. And I kind of understand their point, right? Because a strategic reserve should be assets that are limited, right? So Bitcoin has a max run of 21 million, but then it's also including Cardano, it's also including Ripple or XRP, and those do not, right? Those could be printed to in oblivion generally, and I think that's the issue from Bitcoiners of why they're upset about this, is that a strategic reserve should have that longer value that against the fiat currency, and it's not going to have that with these other coins involved, and I think that's a little disappointing. Okay, in any case, that's neither here nor there if you're a technician. Frankly, I couldn't care less. It's about the charts, and what do we know? Still headed right down here. This is your level down here. And listen, I don't even know if it'll stop there, but that would be your first level as a technician, where you would say, okay, let's start watching this 74-ish thousand, give or take, level, and let's see, does it hold and does it bounce back to 92, or does it bounce a little bit and then break down? But at 74-ish, give or take, that would be where you would expect some sort of technical bounce. Okay, now we're going to flip over to Bitcoin here, because this was pretty wild today. Bitcoin initially trading all the way down to 81,500, reversing all the way back up to 87,000. It was as high as near 89. So again, the volatility is palpable here in the markets. Again, resistance remains 92,000. It has to confirm back above to reestablish itself. Otherwise, bias remains negative down to about 73 to 74,000 on Bitcoin. All right, couple other things. Now let's look at Bitcoin. Excuse me, guys. I am fighting a little bit of a cough here. But nonetheless, if we look at Bitcoin creeping up. Bitcoin yesterday morning was sharply lower than when the stock market kind of rallied off the lows. This came off of its lows. It continues to push up a little bit. All of this price action, and I'll even go to the big board to just, have you guys fully understand this. This doesn't matter to me. All of this. Remember when we were in here and we were just chopping in here and going like this and then like this and then like this? I basically came in here in the game plans and I said to you guys, doesn't even matter. All I care about is this level and this level as a trader, right? And I said, when it breaks this level, it likely heads down. So now that it's broken, the bias remains negative. The only thing that would change me would be pure technical. Remember, this is all about probabilities and technical analysis. If we reconfirm back above this line, then it recaptures that line and could make its way up here. But right now, all of this doesn't matter. It's the downside support at basically 75 to 73. That's your favoring, unless it reconfirms above this trend line. So again, the point here is that we all have our hopes and dreams. We have our favorite stocks, we have our favorite commodities, we have our favorite cryptos. And for us as traders and investors, you have to, if you want to be long-term successful, right, and be a trader, more of a swing trader. Listen, if you're a long-term investor, I guess, looking at 20-year horizon, you just want to pick quality names and hope that they do well, and you'll ride the ups and the downs. No big deal. Markets generally go like this over time, right? Sideways to up. But if you're someone like me who's swing trading, then you have to get rid of all your likes and dislikes on a company. It doesn't matter who runs the company. It doesn't matter what they produce. It doesn't matter any of that. You look at the chart. And what you need to know is the probabilities. And when you're below here, it favors downside. And if you reconfirm, you have to be okay with pivoting and saying, okay, well, it reconfirmed. Doesn't matter what I thought, what I felt. It reconfirmed, bias flips back, or probability flips back to the upside. And again, this is something that I work on nonstop, constantly. I've gotten very good because I've traded now for 26 years in total, but it's something that I always am working on. Just like I work on managing position size and all of these things, it never gets over or never finishes. You never complete that journey because there's always room for improvement. And that's the important thing as well, folks. Those of you watching, you're watching and hopefully you're absorbing a lot of this information. Just keep absorbing. And there's always something new. Start looking at charts, start analyzing them for yourself. Think about levels, start getting in that logic mindset of technicals versus emotion. It will change everything about how you invest and trade and honestly make you a much better investor and trader. All right.